Okay guys, so in this video we're going to talk about something that you might have to do on a pretty regular basis, and that is you may have to remove a serving from time to time for whatever reason. In this case, this is a serving that was put on that I'm not satisfied with the direction it's running with the string. It's counterwound and I want it to be running the same direction. So I'll have another video about that, about serving. When you're putting the serving on, you want to make sure that you're going with the twists. So you would be putting twists in the string. This one's backwards. It's not a huge deal, but I just want to go ahead and correct it and make it right. Other times you might be doing this is, if you're doing protective servings, like center servings and that sort of thing, up here, you may have to cut this off if you want to redo your serving, your center serving. Or a lot of times, let's just go ahead and look at the peep here. You may, say you want to move this peep sight around or something like that. You would use these techniques to cut these servings off and get started again. So the biggest thing, like you might know about this, is you've got to be careful not to nick the string. It can be pretty challenging. You don't have a lot of area to work with there. And there's a couple techniques that I use most commonly, and you want to make sure you use a good sharp blade. It does help you to have a sharp blade. It seems like maybe if it wouldn't be as sharp, it would be better, but it's actually not. It's really easy to nick one of these strands, so you have to be really paying attention. You have to be extremely careful. And if I have a hard time catching it with the blade, what I usually try to do is just barely graze the one strand on the back side. And once you get it loose, you can get the blade away from the string and save yourself the stress and the worry, and just unwind the serving. So if I can't do that, sometimes I'll use a pick like this, a tool, something like this, and this works at, to try to get it loose enough, and then I can get a blade in there and cut it. You still have to be careful with this. You just can't go crazy and try to get it loose. You can still damage the string with even just the pick. So this serving's pretty tight. So let's see how it goes here. I'm going to try to just nick the very edge of it here, this blade, and stay parallel to the string. Okay, you can see it start to roll back a little, and you never want to cut against the grain or perpendicular to the string. And once the bowstring itself, once I get this started, then I'll get the blade out of here and I will just work with my fingers, and that will help reduce the chance of damaging the string. So just keep working at it here, and eventually it'll fray out. I'm starting to do that now, and once I can get a good edge on it and get a hold of it, then it'll be pretty smooth sailing from there, and that should probably do it. Yep. And then just twist and just kind of work it around, and you can see it's loose now. And it may be tempting to go, just to try to shave it all off of there and all that sort of thing, but it comes off pretty good just like this. And really, if you do it this way, at this point there's really no chance of you damaging your string. I mean, you could, but it's not real likely, and definitely not as likely as if you're poking at it, with a tool of some kind. So anyway, go ahead and get this off of here. You can see it'll just It takes a little bit of time and patience, but we're not going to damage a string like this. And get this serving off. And in this case, I'm going to replace this one with one that is going correct, with the twist of the string the way I want it. So that's the reason for removing this one. So, but you might end up doing it, for a variety of reasons. It's a pretty common thing, and I would recommend, practicing. And there you go. So the serving's off now. I would recommend practicing if you have it available, on old strings and that sort of thing. Even if you don't have a way to put tension on them, you still can get the practice of the technique. And that way you don't have, if you do make a mistake or something like that, you don't end up destroying a new string or a string that you're using. So anyway, I hope that helps somebody out, and good luck with it. Just be careful and be paying attention, and make sure you use a good sharp blade.